want to introduce to you your friend and mine, Representative Steve Southerland.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. What an incredible honor. It is no mystery why we call this place home. This is awesome. The good Lord has stamped this event with His approval. This is pretty nice weather in a pretty nice place. And you are incredibly hospitable. This does not happen without a lot of great work from a lot of great people. And I want you to know I am humbled by the work of Pam Anderson. I'm humbled by the work of Bob Zales. I'm humbled by the work of Grover Davis. Captain, thank you so much for the presentation of this award. I want to say thank you to the Recreational Fishing Alliance from around the country. The Big Game Fishing Journal, you may see that magazine. I want to thank them. I want to thank the Florida Keys Commercial Fishermen's Alliance. Thank you. The Southeastern Fisheries Association, the Southern Offshore Fishing Association, the Garden State Seafood Association, and the Southern Kingfish Association, Panama City Boatmen Association, the Lunds Fisheries. I want to thank Long Island Commercial. Did I say commercial fishermen? Do you support Steve Southerland? Thank you. Commercial. Make sure our good friend from the Democratic Party, David, up there with his video camera. David, did you get that? You got that? Commercial. Thank you. All the commercial fishermen that understand the truth that Steve Southerland will never harm you, your livelihood, your family. What you have done for generations upon generations. Thank you. It's high time that somebody went to Washington and fought for you. I will say this though, to all those that have helped tonight, a special thanks to all the men and women in the back who have cooked and prepared this food. Thank you so much. I want to thank the Raiders. Man, they are, what community servants they are, blessing our community with great music. I want to say thank you to them. I know that we also have, I think, Commissioner Bill Dozier here tonight. Bill, where are you at? I saw you across the, thank you, Bill, for all the good work you do. Thank you. I also think we have a school board member, Jerry Register. Jerry, you here tonight? Thank you, Jerry, for all you do. If I've missed any of our elected officials, please forgive me. We certainly want to recognize you being here. I want to thank the Petronas family. The Petronas family for allowing us to be here, their help and their sponsorship. Obviously, Captain Anderson's Marina. What a special place. Many of us have so many wonderful memories. I want to ask a question before I get going. How many, if you are a commercial fishing captain, whether you've been in the past, whether you are currently, whether it's a commercial fishing boat that you've chartered or you've been on, or whether it's a charter boat, if you have been a fishing captain, please stand, please. Please stand. Thank you. Right over here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to say my entire life,
It's for the voter guide.
I have admired you.
We need you guys to send us something.
I have had great respect
Are you
for
with
you.
the Lawson campaign?
No. Because you, as many of your fathers,
You?
Before you. Some of you, your grandfathers.
Give it to Al if you can. I need him in the voter
You
count.
follow the call.
Doesn't cost him anything. Thank you.
Early.
Bill Lucas. I'm an editor
Before
of The
that
Bullet.
sun
We're
rises.
Alternative Weekly here in the county.
You rise.
We do a voter guide for the last 4 years.
And you follow a passion to get up, to get on a boat, to go through that pass in faith. Faith that you will return successful. And that from that success, earned success, you will be rewarded for your effort, your merit, your struggles, your sweat, the risk, the financial investment, the hurt, the pain. You come back home trusting that your family will benefit from all of that, and all you've wanted to do is to provide for your family, to give back to your community, to hopefully have a little bit set aside that you can leave your future generation a legacy that serves as evidence of their father's hard work, their grandfather's hard work and commitment, not just to himself, but to his posterity, to his children and his family. That is a pure desire. That is a holy desire. That is not a desire that our founding fathers ever intended would be stolen from you, would be taxed from you, would be regulated from you to where you had nothing to show. That is sinful. Tonight, we honor your hard work. We honor your legacy. We honor everything that you've done. You've done everything right. In about 2 weeks, I'll go on the other side of our district and I'll say this same speech to loggers. The loggers that rise early, that do everything the right way. They don't fight NOAA. They fight the EPA. And you know what? When I'm up in Mariana, or if I'm over in Jefferson County, I can say this same speech to farmers. Oh, they love rising early. They love going out into those fields that their father and their grandfather and their great-grandfather worked. And because of earned success, sweat equity, they worked and they would go inside and they would pray, God, provide the growth that is needed for there to be success. Fishermen, they trust that there are fish. Loggers, they trust that we're going to grow trees. Farmers, they trust that those crops are going to grow. Small business owners, they trust that after the money borrowed, the sweat, the effort, the risk, the regulation on local and state and federal levels, that after all that, sweating payrolls, paying their people without getting a paycheck, that when their life is done, that they will have something to show for a generation of effort. But unfortunately, sadly, the American people have seen individuals that go to Washington that despise earned success. They hate earned success. They hate the fact that you trust the God who made you and that you derive your rights from Him and Him alone the moment He creates you. Because this group of individuals, they don't trust Him. They don't even acknowledge Him. Because they believe that you and I, all the fishermen, all the loggers, all the farmers, all the small business owners, that we derive our rights from government. They believe that we, the people, must ask them permission, and that government is here to be served by us. But our founding fathers didn't believe that. Our founding fathers believed that all men were created equal, and that all men were endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among those rights were life, the most precious of all rights. Liberty, the expression of freedom. Liberty means that you will responsibly exercise freedom with the common sense that God gave you. You don't need a bureaucrat to help you do that. Common sense says when you catch fish, you must properly manage them. When you cut down trees, you must plant them. You must give the soil time to renourish itself and replenish itself. That is a self-evident truth. It's common sense. Our founding fathers' life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I love that. Let's give a round of applause to our founding fathers who penned and signed that document. Holy cow. 56 brave men. 56 men who fished, who farmed, who logged, who had small businesses. 56 men who signed their death warrant. And they sent a letter to the king, who lorded over the only world's superpower at the time. And they said to him, we derive our rights from God, not from you. And we and our children and our grandchildren, we long to be free. Free! And I will tell you, there are individuals in Washington, D.C. that don't believe in that. I've been there a year and a half. I've debated on the floor. I've debated in committee. Not one of these individuals who are coming after me ever quote the Declaration of Independence. They never make reference to the Declaration of Independence. It's almost like they have a problem with the Declaration of Independence. Well, I don't. I think our founding fathers had it right. They loved freedom. Why, David, do you and your party not love freedom? Why? Answer me, David. It is a question that deserves an answer.
You think we don't?
You're standing there on a balcony overseeing all these people. I invite you, answer the question. Why do you and your party not like freedom?
We do.
Do you want an answer? Yeah! David, the floor, my friend, is yours.
I think we do like freedom.
We're waiting. I'll give you the mic. Let me tell you why they're not going to answer that question. Because they don't like truth. They don't like truth. The truth is, they want to be involved in every area of your life. From the moment you're born, through your adolescence, to your early adulthood, all through your life, they want to determine where you go, what you do. I'm telling you, this election is big. It is big. We have got to get back to our founding principles, where people are rewarded for their hard work. That's the fairest of all systems. Where a bureaucrat 1,000 miles across from here doesn't determine what is fair. No. No. Where you're rewarded for your effort. And if we get back to that system, fishermen, captains, you will do well because you work hard. Loggers and farmers, they will do well because they work hard. Small business owners, they will do well because they work hard. You will not be penalized for your effort. You will not be regulated out of prosperity. We've got to get back to those principles. No one represents freedom more than our fishermen. I'm humbled by what you do. I want to be very clear tonight because you're not going to hear the truth. The Environmental Defense Fund, which is a fund that has an enormous amount of money. The Environmental Defense Fund is coming after me. They don't like me because I understand that those fish belong to the people. So this video will be sent back and they'll try to twist what I'm about to say. I will not harm our commercial fishermen. My goodness, they're giving me awards. Awards. Because they understand. I'm not going to harm our charter boat captains who sit down here on these docks and give visitors an opportunity to catch snapper and grouper, amberjack for the very first time in their life, making lifelong memories. Fathers and grandfathers with their children and grandchildren. An attack on that is an attack on families. I will not harm you. And for those of you who are recreational fishermen who work all week, put in 50, 60 hours, and after a long week, Friday night, you've hooked the boat up to the back of your truck, you got to go buy the bait, all the things, the ice, the reels, and do all the things you do, your license. I'm going to fight for your ability to take your children and fish. That's basic. It's basic freedom. I'm not going to harm any of you. But I will say this, and maybe they'll get this right, that if you want to come into my neck of the woods that my family has lived in for over 200 years, and you want to strip away the freedoms of our honest, hardworking commercial fishermen, you want to take away the freedoms of our charter boat captains who have sweated and risked, and you want to take away the privilege and the freedom of our dads and mothers to take their children and grandchildren fishing, hear this now. I will fight you all the days of my life. Because our children and our grandchildren deserve freedom. Ronald Reagan said, freedom is not passed on to our children through their bloodstream. It must be taught. It must be exercised. It must be exemplified. For if we do not teach them, then one day, in the sunset of our life, we will tell our children what life used to be like in a place called America, where men used to be free. Let's promise to each other that we will never have that conversation with our children. In a few weeks, we will go and we will vote. We will exercise the privilege that we have as Americans. We will cast our ballots. We will choose our leadership. I believe that the choice is clear. I will vote and fight for freedom. My opponent, his very first vote, it will be to put Nancy Pelosi back in the speaker's chair. That's your first vote as a member. Didn't we have enough of that? Didn't we pass laws after midnight in a hurry, in the dark of night? Didn't we do that already? We don't need to do that again. So I urge you, I beg you, that you vote, but that you do a little something else. You take a carload of people with you. You understand how important this is. I'm not playing. This is critical. We can lose everything that we have worked for 240 years as a nation. I do not want to write the epitaph for America. But on November the 6th, America, that's a possibility if we do not do the right thing. I love my hometown. I love you for supporting me to come and help me. Your letters of encouragement, your letters, your phone calls, your emails, I'm humbled. There's not a lot of mystery here. You know what I'm going to do. Mom and Dad, I agree with what Bob said. They raised us to fear God, to love Him, to live for Him. They did that. They taught us that the most precious thing that God made was the institution of marriage. A husband and a wife that love each other. They taught us that. The holiest of all institutions. And that when God blesses their union, their marriage, they raise little people. Little people that should love one another. That should love their community. And little people that would work hard and experience earned success and not have to apologize for that earned success. And the older I get, the smarter Mom and Dad get. Tonight, when you leave, you say your prayers. Pray for America. Pray that the American people would do the right thing on November the 6th. Pray that God would be with all of our leaders, our president, all of our senators, our House members, and all elected positions in state and local government. That they would be given the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding, and the courage to do the right thing. And may the right thing always be to fight for freedom. Thank you so much for your goodness. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, are you ready to vote? I want to ask one last gentleman to come up, and he's got a little something special for you. Captain Roy Ray, I think he's a familiar face around on television, and he has a little something for you folks. We actually have been running a silent auction, and we want to be sure that you know about that and see the man who it came from, okay? Captain Roy?
Thank you, pal. I want to tell you there's a lot of reasons why I'm supporting this fellow here with Steve Southerland. I guess one of the main reasons, I'm the third generation of Rays in Buchanan. that have enjoyed the great outdoors here in Northwest Florida. My folks came down here in 1880 and settled near West Bay. Most of them were commercial fishermen, and I represent the third generation. I guided people fishing up that West Bay when I was going to grade school, 8, 9 years old. And I love great outdoors, I love fishing. And I guess one of the second reasons that I'm going to support him is because I know it. It raised him. I know the Southerland family. They're Christian people. And I'll tell you what, he'll do what he says when he gets back to Washington. The same things he said tonight. I know Steve, and he won't forget the freedom that we're enjoying. And I guess one of the great reasons, Steve, being a third generation, I now represent 3 more generations. I have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and I want them not to live. I want them to live in a free America just like I was raised in. And you know, you got to look around to see how we have slipped the other way. It can happen. We can lose our democracy. We've got to send Christian people to Washington. And this is the fellow that I'm supporting. And I want you to help me support him. I still guide and take people fishing. And tonight I'm going to offer an opportunity so all out there can go fishing with me. We're going to have a silent auction, and all the money will go back to the Southerland Congress Fund. You're going to have an opportunity to let your money do your talking. And now a fishing trip would be probably worth $25. But to have this man in Washington, that trip's going to go to $500. Whatever you want to bid on that trip is tell them where the box is.
It's right over on the Sullivan table, right as you go out.
Be sure to put your name and your telephone number on there. By the way, this is a fishing trip for 2 people. And I've been trying to get Steve to take a half day off and go fishing with me for the last month. Maybe you can talk him into taking the other seat and go with him.
Awesome. Just thank all of you for coming tonight. We really appreciate it, and you're welcome to stay around for a while. I think Kevin Jacobs' band has a few songs to sing. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. You know what? It's Steve's birthday. That big old cake right there in the middle, it's for Steve. I'm not going to ask him how old he is. But I do think that somebody needs to sing happy birthday to you. If I start it, will y'all sing it? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. Thank you.
Congressman. He's eating his dinner. I just want to talk more about how people who don't vote for him don't believe in freedom. Come back here for Congressman Southerland. I thought you might want to talk a little bit more about how your constituents that didn't vote for you don't believe in freedom. Is that not something we want to talk about anymore?
He's talking to somebody right now.
I'm aware. You don't want to talk about freedom anymore? Congressman Southerland, I thought you wanted to talk about freedom. We're done talking about freedom?
Afterwards, we just need to try and
I said I want to talk about freedom.